What's up, everybody? I'm gonna take a minute, just a minute or two, to talk to you about being able to disagree but not disconnect. Have you ever had an argument with somebody that you was cool with, respected, had a relationships with, had an argument, a subject, a topic that y'all just didn't agree on? And I'm talking about, man, it got heated. It got so heated, man, where you lost. In that split second, you end up going above and beyond just to disrespect that person, all because you disagree. Um, this is a word that a lot of people don't even talk about because they don't know how to find a common ground. But the fact is, we can all disagree because that's our opinions. We don't have to agree with what you say, and you don't have to agree with what we say, or we can all have our own opinions, about something, and we can disagree, but we don't have to disconnect. Where did it come from that our relationship have to end simply because we couldn't agree on the same thing? That's absolute foolishness. And if you have lost a relationship with somebody, if you haven't spoken to a person in years, weeks, months, even days for that matter, get it together. Somebody have to understand that we have a right to our opinions. But why should we dismantle our relationship that was so good, so cordial, so respectable by all parties involved, all because of this one topic that we couldn't agree on? Don't let that be you. Let's break this chain of foolishness when it comes to me not agreeing with you and you not agreeing with me, and then we don't ever talk again. Prior to that conversation, we were the best of buddies. We got along great as siblings. Our relationship with our parents was good. Our children, all because of that one thing. We disagreed, but we didn't know how to keep it together. So here's the deal. Let's learn how to disagree, but not disconnect. And I'm gonna say it's easy because when you're in love with somebody, or you love somebody for that matter, you love your parents, you love your children, you love your siblings, you love your friends, you even love your coworkers. And you got to understand that because we all have our own way of thinking, it's a possibility that we're gonna disagree on some stuff. But why would I jeopardize my relationship with you all because I don't see what you see and you don't see what I see? Man, I remember having a relationship, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm the first one to admit it. Some of y'all not gonna admit it because y'all perfect, but not me. I remember straight cutting off a relationship with a partner of mine simply because me and him had a deep, deep argument about personal values and opinions about something. And when really I should have stepped up and say, hey, man, let's move past that. That ain't got no business coming between us, and we've been friends for 20 years or plus, 20 years plus. But instead, guess what? I'm on my high horse, he on his. I got my pride, he had his. And we went years without talking until one day uh, a change came about, and I understood the fact that even though we didn't talk for years, I always thought about him, and I know he thought about me because we was just that close. We actually loved each other, man. That's what friends do. That's what brothers do, and we are good now. We are good. We had a conversation. We matured. That time apart helped us mature and grow in the sense that, wow, all that precious time we lost simply because of one conversation. I want to encourage you this evening not to let that be you. Not to let the disagreement come between your marriage or your relationship with your parents and your children or your friends. Not to let your disagreement break down that beautiful, beautiful relationship that you have, and could have in the future. Now, I'm going to challenge you also. I'm going to challenge you to be the bigger person. I'm going to challenge you to say, you know what? That conversation that we had is over, and we don't have to enter that type of conversation again, and let's move on. We got to learn how to break bread even when we don't agree with each other. We got to learn how to still get past that, because to disconnect because of those reasons, it's not good enough. There's nothing good enough to disconnect from your power source, which is your love for your family, your love for your circle of people that you deal with, the love for another human being. Don't let nothing disconnect that or disconnect you from that, because quite frankly, we all need each other in one way or another. And this is not a color thing. It's not a racial thing. It's not an ethnic thing. It's a human being thing. I needed to hear from my partner that I didn't talk to for years. I needed to hear his voice. I needed to hear his advice. And I'm so glad that I got it back. Uh, do not jeopardize a great relationship simply because you don't know how to disagree respectfully and respect of one another's opinion. I hope somebody got some out of this because I surely did through my experiences. And trust me, you won't regret it if you take this to heart. You won't regret it in the long run. Tell them Doc sent you.